Are you so confused about Pinterest SEO and how to find the right keywords for your brand so that your brand and your content can get found on Pinterest? Well, that's exactly what we are covering in today's video. I am going to show you and take you through an example of how I do Pinterest keyword research for my clients. And the best part of this is that you can do it absolutely for free. You don't need any other tools other than the Pinterest platform. So, are you ready to get started? Let's check it out. Okay, first things first. Do you know what Pinterest SEO is? If you are hearing this phrase and you're like, okay, I know I'm hearing Pinterest SEO is important, but what even is SEO? So SEO is search engine optimization. Now, what you need to know about Pinterest is that Pinterest is a visual search engine, meaning that the intention and the way that people use the Pinterest platform is much more like Google than it is Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram or Facebook, typically you are interrupting somebody's scrolling. They're kind of just hanging out for fun, trying to keep up with friends and family and be entertained, right? But on Pinterest, they are specifically looking for information, ideas. They are planning a project or they're planning a purchase of some kind down the road. And they don't typically have the brand that they're going to buy from or purchase anything from yet established 97% of the time. And so you need to match your content to get found with the keywords or the words and the phrases that the users are typing into the search bar. So that is what Pinterest SEO is. Basically, it means that we are going to optimize your account using the same words and phrases that your ideal client or customer is using and searching in the Pinterest search bar, which means that your content can get found by people who are intentionally looking for the ideas, content, products, and services that you offer. So if you want to learn how to do it, I'm going to start sharing my screen and I'm going to show you how you are going to start doing Pinterest keyword research for your brand and your content. So let me share my screen here and we are going to go to Pinterest. First thing that we are going to do is we are going to pull up this spreadsheet. Now I didn't title this. I'm going to title this Pinterest Keyword Research. Now, in this example, I'm going to use an example from a health and wellness coach that I talked to earlier this week. And I'm going to go through like I would if I was her Pinterest manager doing her keyword research, okay? I'm going to show you. It's really, really simple, and it does not have to be complicated, okay? So here's what we're going to do. In this first sheet, we're going to go over the general category and topics that you cover in your content for the products or services that you offer. So for this example, I'm going to use my health and wellness coach friend that I met with this week. So health and wellness, now that is a huge category, okay? That's a huge category on Pinterest. Health and wellness, it's way, way, way too broad, okay? So let's dive down a little bit more, okay? So she does a lot with stretching, flexibility, let me spell that right, stress management, and breath work, okay? So for this example, I'm going to use these four main categories, okay? Now, I may look into health and wellness, and I may do some stuff there, but I'm going to show you that health and wellness generally is not enough. So let's go to topic one. And topic one, we're going to do stretching, okay? So we're going to put stretching here in this Google Sheets document, okay? Now let's go to Pinterest and see what happens when we search. So when we go to Pinterest, I want to go to the home feed. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we are going to use Pinterest like we are a user. So this is where it will be really helpful. You want to get into the user mindset, right? What kind of things are they going to be searching for? So for this example, we are doing stretching, okay? That's the main keyword that the first keyword we're gonna focus on. So let's do stretching. Let's Okay, stretches for flexibility, stretching exercises, stretches for lower back pain, stretched septum, stretching aesthetic, stretches before workout, stretch mark remedies, stretched ears, stretches for splits. Okay, so here's what I want you to take away from this. Okay, these are the results when we just put in one word, which is stretch. Okay, now this is ranked in popularity. So these are things that people on Pinterest are searching for by ranking of how popular or how frequently they are searched. So stretches for flexibility is the number one in this list of results. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to go back and forth to our spreadsheet and we are going to write all of these down. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Actually, okay. And this is a little bit of manual work, so I may just take the first couple. Stretching exercises. Stretches for lower back pain. Okay. For lower back pain. Okay, so now I've got that on my spreadsheet, and I'm just gonna do, kind of a condensed version here for you because otherwise you might be here like for a few hours. And we don't want that. I know you're not probably gonna stick with me for that long, but I want you to do this in real time, okay? So what I want you to see here is we've got in ranking from left to right, like the most popular just from the word stretch. And I'm going to do just stretch is what I put in. Now I want to put in stretching and see what comes up there. Did I spell it wrong? Stretch is such a weird word now that I'm like looking at it and saying it multiple times. Okay, stretching. Okay, there we go. Stretching exercises, stretching aesthetics, stretching for flexibility, stretching poses, reference, stretching routine. Okay, so I'm going to go down here a little bit and I'm going to show you why. So we already see that we've got this one matches here within stretch. But what I want to make sure is that we kind of get, a mix of the variation. So we have stretches for flexibility, but then we also have stretching for flexibility. Okay. So that's what I mean. We just kind of want to cover our bases and make sure that we kind of get these variations in here. Okay. Stretching poses reference, stretching routine. And I think that was stretching for beginners. Stretching exercises for beginners. There we go. Okay. So here's what we're going to do now. Now we are going to go back and forth between these couple of top results that we have, and we are going to copy that and put that back into the search bar, okay? So stretching for flexibility. Now here is what we're going to do, okay? Now we see that we have searched, we've put in the full phrase, stretches for flexibility, and we have all of these different keyword phrases. So these are additional words. So somebody's probably putting in stretches for flexibility back, stretches for flexibility daily, or daily stretches for flexibility. The order, it's kind of nice because now with Pinterest, you don't have to worry about the order necessarily. Their AI and the programs, the backend systems are really smart and they know, like if you put in the keyword daily stretches for flexibility, but somebody is searching stretches for flexibility daily, it's going to match up the content, right? So what you're going to do, and you need to do this on desktop to make this easier on yourself. You can do it on your phone. It's just going to take way longer. Is you're going to copy and paste this, okay? And here's what we're going to do, is I'm going to insert a couple of rows. because I know I have more results there first. So bear with me. Okay, so here I'm going to do this. Shoot. Okay, I'm going to undo that. Let me do a couple more of these because I don't want that to happen again. So if you copy and paste here, this is the nice thing is that if I click on this, this is hyperlinked. So it's going to go to those results. So you can go and reference, you can see what kind of things are coming up at the top of those search results. It's really nice. So we're going to repeat this. We're going to go and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to stretching exercises. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to copy and paste. So this is great because this is Pinterest telling you, hey, these are the top keyword searches and the variations for the keyword, the topic stretch or the keyword stretching. Okay, so now you know these are keyword variation, stretches for flexibility back, which encompasses the word stretch. It encompasses the word stretching or stretches, and then stretches for flexibility. Because if you include back, so you see that now you're not only getting that just like the one or the two keywords, you're getting multiple keywords and keyword phrases within a search. And so you can use this. Now, here's what you're going to do is if you have the topic of stretching and you're going to look and say, okay, well, I don't do stretching for ballet and dancers, okay? I don't need to do that, but I do daily and back and leg and hip and beginners stretches, right? Or I know that I do stretching exercises for workouts or for flexibility. Like, you know, your content, it matches those search terms, right? You don't want to make content just to make it for the keyword. You want it to be relevant to what your services, your products are, what your content is about, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to use this to start putting your boards together. And so you may have stretching utilized in your bio, but you're going to have stretches. You're going to have for stretching, maybe you have 5 boards and you have stretches for flexibility, stretching exercises for beginners, stretching poses or stretching routines. Like, those are your couple of main boards. Okay. So these within your one topic, you're going to have, 5 boards to start with, and you're going to start with 5 of these main keywords. Okay. And then you're going to use these additional longer keyword phrases in your description for your board, in your titles and descriptions for your pins themselves. Okay. And so, if I'm doing a stretching for flexibility video and I'm going to publish it, and then I'm going to pin to that on Pinterest, I'm going to pin it to the stretches for flexibility board first because it's the most relevant. And you're going to use the additional keywords within the search results that are relevant to describe your pin in the description. And so that's how you start stacking these. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go to our second topic, and I want to do this one more time, a little bit faster. So let's do, I want to do stress management. So I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to the next, if I can, my little, search bar, or like my little bar thing for, Zoom here is kind of in the way. I'm trying to figure out, there we go. Okay. Topic 2. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do stress, and that's what I want to start with. Is we're going to do topic 2, and I'm going to hold that. So I'm going to put stress management here, but we want to be flexible with our main larger level topics, what we are going to use. Okay. Let's go into Pinterest, and let's just start with stress. Okay. Okay. So stressed reaction, stressed out sketch, stressed face, stressful day, stressed cat, stressed quotation, stressed out humor. Okay, that might not be helpful to you. If you're a health and wellness coach, it might not be helpful. So and this is the thing, this is why you have to go in and you need to play around with the search and see. Because if you're like, okay, well, I categorize it as this topic, this keyword, right? But like you're not really getting the results back with the search. That's when you have to play around with it. Okay. Let's do stress management and see what comes up. Okay. So stress management is I find accounts. Now, this is good, but I don't see any keyword phrases. So I see burnout and stress management coach, stress management, an account. I don't think she's in the US because this doesn't look like English, stress management and mindfulness coach. Okay, so that's not going to be helpful to us either. So let's go to what my guess is stress relief. Okay. Let's see what happens if I search stress relief. Okay. Okay. So I'm not really seeing anything come up. Now, I want to say something. Within the health and wellness space, specifically on Pinterest, I do find that they have kind of made it so certain words, like keywords, cannot be used or targeted. So both on the user side or targeted on the other side. So obviously we see a ton of pins here about stress relief. But what I don't see and what I don't like is I don't see keywords here about stress relief. Okay. I don't see the searches coming up that I would want to see. So my thought is, okay, is there other words coming in that we need to find? Now, one thing that I want to show you guys too in your keyword research is I wanted to show you guys some like another search result that you can find, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to do stress management and see. Okay, because those colorful bubbles at the top, when you have a common keyword, are additional key phrases. And I want to see if I can find that. So I'm just going to go back to the word stress and see what I find. Okay. So no, I don't know this. Yeah, but it says these resources shouldn't replace professional care. You can learn more about support resources in the Pinterest Help Center. I believe that stress is a topic in the health and wellness space that maybe they are kind of preventing from being like a targeted keyword. Okay. Okay, reduce stress comes out, reduce stressed out belly. Okay, so I'm gonna go to another word. Let me go to breath work. Okay, so here's what I would do is I would probably use stress and stress relief and stress management as like additional keywords, but I don't know that I'm going to focus on it on Pinterest if I know that Pinterest is not allowing that to be a keyword that's targeted and focused on. Okay, because you have to work within the platform. If they're saying, hey, we want to point people to professional resources, even if you are a professional, they're saying right now, they're showing us that this is not something that the platform like can be fully optimized for in the other ways. Okay. So this is where there's a little bit of an art to it. And it's not necessarily an art. It's that you're giving yourself and you're allowing Pinterest to tell you what can and cannot be used and shared and all of that. Okay. So breath work, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go back and I'm going to change it to breath work. We're going to focus on that for the second keyword. So we're going to do breath work aesthetic, breath work healing, breath work techniques. Okay. So let's do. Okay. So breath work. Breathwork aesthetic. breathwork healing. Breath techniques. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Okay, so let's go back and we're gonna see what we find for just the word breathwork, because that's one of the top searches. Okay, so here we go. So now profiles can be found here with the breathwork. So if you're a breathwork coach, you do breathwork, you're going to want to include that in your profile description, because we're seeing that profiles are being found for this specific keyword especially. So because this is an overall general topic, we want to have that in your name field or the description or both. If this is one of your main topics of your health and wellness coaching, okay? So here we go. So I'm going to copy these and there we go. Now let me go to breathwork healing because I want to see. Now we see breathwork healing is also like it's here. So let's see, breathwork healing. What do we find? Okay, so here again, profiles, I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to put that here. Okay. So we know that if you are a breathwork coach, and that's one of the main topics that you talk about, I am probably going to want to do a breathwork board, a breathwork aesthetic, potentially, if you can make it work for your content, breathwork healing, and then breathwork techniques. So there's going to be 4 boards that I'm going to use potentially. If I begin doing my boards and my, everything, I know that I have these general topics here. I have these general categories. Now I want to show you something. I want to go back to just breath work and I want to scroll down. Now this gives you a lot of keywords and it gives you the popularity, right? Because we know breath work, aesthetic is like the top 2, breath work healing is 3, breath work techniques is 4, right? Well, what I want to do is I want to show you some more phrases and keywords. And so as you're scrolling through Pinterest, scroll through the results because I want you to see what is coming up at the top. I want you to take note of the style, the content, what happens. And then I want you to look at these related searches. So people who are searching for breath work are also searching for breathe work. Okay, so that's just a misspelling, right? Reinventing yourself, breathwork healing, wellness retreat, holistic healing. Okay, so these could be supplemental keywords that you use in your descriptions of first your boards or your descriptions in your pins themselves. Okay, this is, maybe you're doing a breath work, teaching at a wellness retreat, right? That could be related. Or maybe you're, thinking about hosting a wellness retreat or something. You can see like, okay, somebody might want to attend a wellness retreat that has breath work as a part of the retreat. Okay. So you're going to go and I want you to copy these. Okay. So what I'm going to do is right here, I'm going to put related searches. So these are just more keywords for you. And we're going to do breathe work, reinventing yourself. Breathwork healing, which is already up there, but we're going to, like, if I'm seeing how frequently breathwork healing is here, I'm going to be using breathwork healing as one of the keywords I'm using. Wellness retreat and holistic healing. This might also give you an idea of what kind of people and businesses to collaborate with when you are looking at collaborating on content, when you are looking at collaborating on products and services and offerings. You want to look at the full picture and kind of get in that mindset of where a person is coming from. Okay. So we're going to go back. I want to scroll down and see if there's any more related. Okay. So more related searches. So keep breathing, yoga breathing. Okay. And then we're going to do self-care worksheets. Okay. Dream body visualization board. All right. Visualization board. And how to heal yourself. Okay. So now we're kind of getting into the mindset, right? So I want to go back real. Ooh, I don't know what I just did. Okay. I'm going to go back to topic 1 real quick. And I'm going to do stretching, and I just want to see what related keywords come up. So if I go down to stretching, go down, down, down. Okay, and here we are. So you see related searches, and you see somatic yoga for beginners. Stretching aesthetic. Again, almost anything aesthetic is like a big search in Pinterest because it is a visual platform. So it doesn't hurt to include in description best stretches for flexibility. So you can see that's a longer keyword of one of the variations we already have above: yoga, aesthetic, and flexibility workout. So these are variations and similar topics. Yoga, aesthetic, flexibility, workout. Okay. Can't talk and remember things at the same time, apparently. Okay. So there we go. Now let me scroll down and see. Oh, yep. See, so I have more right here. I have more. So these are just all things to consider and more. So I have a lot here. I have a lot, and I can see the content type. Okay. So now we've done our keyword research for 2 of our main topics. Now, what are we going to do with this? Okay. So like I was saying, we have this main topic, which is stretching. Okay. And let's say that you have a couple of different topics within, and you're like, okay, like I said, dance, ballet, that doesn't apply to me, but I do back stretches and leg stretches and daily stretching routines. And let's say we do senior stretching. Okay. So we're going to you want some, like these top ones, these bigger, or like main keywords to be the title of the boards. Okay. So you're going to use this for your board strategy. So let's say you've got board titles. Okay. I'm going to underline this. Okay. So we're going to do this first one is going to be stretches for flexibility. The next one, we're going to do stretching exercises. We're going to do stretching routine. We're going to do stretching for lower back pain. Let's do that. Okay. I'm just hypothetically, I'm giving you your board names. And then we're going to do stretching for or stretching for beginners. So stretching exercises for beginners. Okay. Now I didn't do the full keyword research because again, we would be here forever. Okay. So those are your board titles for this one. If I go to our second topic, we are going to do, wow, that is weird. I did not mean to do that. Okay. So we are going to do board titles here. Underline that, and we are going to do, so we're going to start with this breath work. It's just gonna be one board, okay, for this category. Let's do breath work healing. breathwork techniques. And let's do breathwork. Let's say we're going to do breathwork aesthetic. You may be like, that's not going to fit because I don't, whatever. That's fine. But just for this example, so you have four board titles here already. And you could also consider within breathwork, maybe doing yoga breathing as one. Because we know that's another keyword phrase. Now, so here's what we're going to do. So let's go back to topic 1. So you've got your board title. Okay. So you're like, okay, we're doing our keyword research. We know that stretching, flexibility, and breath work need to be in your name field and also your profile description. Okay. Because we know we're going to use those main keywords at the top level. So the top levels of your profile are going to be your name, your description, your board names. The lower level of that is going to be your profile description. So it's kind of both, but also your board descriptions and your pin descriptions. Okay, so that's where we want to use these longer variations, these additional search results that we found, and the related keywords. Okay, so when you're going in, so you've got stretches for flexibility. So you're going to make your description and you're going to take, this is the main topic, which is within the main topic of stretching. So you see how it kind of creates this, you're like narrowing down within your board. So you're going to write your description of on this, follow this stretches for flexibility board to find daily stretches for flexibility, beginner stretches for flexibility, right? You're going to use a couple of these keyword phrases. You can even use additional keywords like beginners stretching exercises, because that's related, even though it's a different board. This might be its own board. You can still use keywords, related keywords, some of these within that board description. Okay. So you can kind of like mix and match within it. Okay. But we know we're going to keep this one as the top level. Okay. So you're going to use a couple of these keywords within that board description. Okay. So then when you go to pin, you're not going to pin your senior stretching exercises to necessarily your stretching for flexibility. You're going to do if you have a video or a blog post or something that you're linking to, that is an everyday stretches for flexibility, that's going to go within this board first. It's going to be the most relevant board. So we know it's going to dictate. We're going to do, we're going to go down further and further into more specific, the farther down we go. So we've got profile, high level, boards, higher level, pin is the most specific. And we're going to use multiple keywords within that description that are related to this top level keyword, which is within your board title, which is going to point back to your profile, which is partially all about stretching, right? So I hope this makes sense. If I go into more keyword research, it would basically be like, okay, how am I going to write my board description? How am I going to take these keywords to do my board description, to write my pin title and my pin description, which I actually think should be a different video. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. But these are the main keyword research tools that you're going to use is the Pinterest search bar and the Pinterest related searches here. Now, I want to show you one site that if you want to incorporate seasonal, because there are seasonalities to a lot of the different niches and industries that you could be using. So I want you to go to trends.pinterest.com and you can use this tool to take advantage of growing trends and seasonal trends for your content. So you can go here and you can filter growing trends, top monthly trends, top yearly trends, seasonal trends. If I go to seasonal trends and I want to go to the interests and I want to go to the health interest, what I'm going to find is green foods. Now, that's because of St. Patrick's Day at the time of recording this, but you could, of course, if you talk at all about nutrition, like incorporate that. So social work, social worker, beach fit, maybe if you're talking about, like you have to apply it, right? But summer workout, self-help, 30-day workout challenge. So you go through and you look and see, do any of these apply? Do any of these apply? Postpartum snacks, core workouts. Do they apply to your content? Do they apply to your brand and what you're trying to do? If they don't, you leave it. Don't touch it. You don't need these if they don't apply. You don't need to use keywords just to use keywords. You need to use keywords and take advantage of trends that are relevant and applicable because it's going to help your traffic and your impressions and engagement. But I don't want you just to use the trends or a keyword just to use it if it has nothing to do with what you are trying to get found for. That's what I want you to remember. But you can go through and you can search, you can play around. This is an additional keyword tool. Now, I wouldn't get into this keyword tool until you are really confident that you have your profile optimized with the keywords and the keyword phrases that you found in your keyword research here. Okay, so main topic. These are board topics here. And then these are keywords to use within your board and Pinterest pin descriptions. That's the 3 levels there. That's how you do keyword research. I know that this is just one piece to the puzzle. You have to take these keywords and you have to apply it to your strategy. And this is just one level of it. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you want to continue to learn how to use Pinterest and you want marketing advice. I want to say that you can spend a lot of time doing Pinterest keyword research. And that's why I like to start with the topics and go topic by topic. But once you spend the time, especially if you are managing your organic Pinterest strategy all by yourself, you don't have to do it all the time anymore. You can update it from time to time, of course. You can see what's working. You got to test and look at your analytics and all of that. But once you have your main keywords and your pillars set, you should be good to go for the future moving forward. So that is what I want you to know about Pinterest and keyword research and SEO is that you need to do a lot of the work up front and spend some time. And it is like a lot. That's why you have to use something like a spreadsheet like that to track it. And if you want this spreadsheet, I'm going to make a copy that you can download. So if you want that copy, go to the link, the first link in the description, and I will give you a copy of the tool, the spreadsheet, so you can use your own and you can get that copy. I hope this was helpful. Drop any questions that you have, or if you're like, I need help with my niche, let me know and we can chat. And of course, if you want to hire me to do your keyword research for you, you can. I do keyword research for people as a standalone. I also do it as a part of my management packages. So for your Pinterest strategy and your organic management, if you know that you want to manage it yourself, but you need help with your keywords because it's going to take you some time, especially some of the industries have tons of keywords and you kind of have to filter through what makes sense to use for your brand and your content and what your goals are. You don't want to be using like 3,000 keywords in your strategy because I think it's going to be really hard to get found if you are using like so many. You kind of have to focus in on like your main topics and then pull additional keywords as necessary relevant to the specific content pieces. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think. Drop any questions and comments, and I will see you on the next video.